Welcome to this video, everyone. This is a Memoir 44 scenario I've been working on, so it's one of my own. It consists of two breakthrough maps side by side, and it's kind of inspired by the D-Day landings scenarios. So this one is two breakthrough maps, not three, not six. Could have added another one, but in the end it turned out that even though I really like that feel to it, that you have such a huge map that you can easily move units between maps, well, it turned out that this one was actually enough. Well, as you can see, I have had to use summer terrain combined with winter terrain, because otherwise I simply didn't have enough. And even as it is, I used two terrain packs, two base games, well, lots of stuff actually, and all the Winter Forest comes from two Winter Wars and two Eastern Front expansions, so you do need quite a lot of well, Memoir 44 goodies to be able to set it up. I haven't posted it yet online in the Days of Wonders on the Days of Wonder website, but I will. But I'm about to start playtesting now. This is you probably haven't noticed yet, but this is the Hurtgen Forest battle, which took place between early November of 44, and actually it ended. Well, the first stage of it ended around the 16th of December 1944, when the Battle of the Bulge started, just to the south of where this campaign took place. I'll just zoom in on a few places. I've really had a good look at Google Earth, other maps that were available, and of course I've had to cut some corners here and there based on, you know, the types of units available and the scale and well, lots of things. I mean, it's not an exact recreation of the battle, obviously, but well, I've tried to stay as true as possible to the terrain and the forces involved. And well, now let's just start playtesting and we'll see how it turns out. Let's zoom in a little bit. As you may have noticed, I'm actually using Axis and Allies units, also some units from historical board gaming, and also some toy soldiers I used to play with in the past, and now they come in really handy. As you can see here, it's a machine gunner, and the other three figurines are simply Axis and Allies units. But I think it really adds to the flavor. And well, a friend of mine actually started doing this rather than using Memoir 44 miniatures. He opted for using the Axis and Allies ones, and I have to agree with him. What's really nice about those is that you can see the underlying terrain much better. So so that's why I actually decided to start doing that too. And as I said, it also grants the possibility to dust off those toy soldiers from our childhood and everything. So and to put them to good use. Well, let's zoom in a little bit here. This is the southwest part of the map. These are the bunkers near Rafflesbrand. Here you have Simon's Call. This is the Call River, and over here we have Wassenaar. And this depicts the Call Trail. I decided not to use a road there because it was really not much more than a trail, hence the name. And it actually goes downhill here and uphill back there again. And this is the famous Call River Bridge. I'm working a lot with temporary medal objectives for the Allies and for the towns. Temporary majority medals. So for the town of Schmidt, for instance, the Allies can gain 2 medals if they control the majority of hexes there. This is Harscheid, worth 1 medal. Simon's Call, as I said. Here at the back we have Hill 400. I think it should be slightly further to the back, but unfortunately that's where the map ends, and I did want to have it on the board. This is Bergstein, Brandenburg, Kleinhau, Großhau, And this is Hurtgen itself, a village by the name the forest is named after, or perhaps the other way around. Here are the American forces. On this side, the offensive actually started somewhat later, and it was also greatly supported by troops moving up north from the south. But I decided, obviously it doesn't really work for memoir to not utilize an entire map or one or more sections. In this case, it would practically be an entire map, so I just decided to put lots of American troops here on the baseline. They're actually a bit deeper in the forest still, but it will take them a long time to actually break through because, as you know, forest range stops movement, you can't battle, so they will take casualties, and by the time they actually make it out of the woods, we should be a couple of cards ahead. So here you have an entry marker and an exit marker for the Allies and an entry marker for German reinforcements, because I'm using the ground reinforcements rule from the D-Day landings expansion. Here, the same thing basically. Also an entry hex for the Germans, exit hex for the Allies. Here are some toy soldiers I used to depict special troops, Panzer Grenadiers, 2 tank units from the Windhund division which fought there, and here's an entry hex for the Germans still. And that's about it. So the Allies, I'm thinking I still have to do a lot of fine-tuning. I have to start playtesting, but what I'm going to do is probably have some victory conditions which involve the Allies having to take a certain number of victory medals, and by that I mean not by destroying units only, but that they actually have to be in control of a certain number of town-related medals. And by the way, which I forgot to mention, Hill 400 yields 2 medals to the side that controls it, and that's why the Germans start with 3 medals, 2 for Hill 400 and 1 for Wassenaar Church, which is 1 medal, in addition to the 2 medals that are granted by majority hex control in that village. Yeah, and as you can see, the Germans have, heavy artillery, some artillery here, and they are basically well entrenched, and the Americans will have to go through minefields, thick woods, and yeah, let's see how it plays out. So I'm going to start the playtesting soon, and well, when I'm done, I'm going to upload the scenario as 2 different maps on the Days of Wonder website, one being Hurtgen Forest left or north, and one being right or south. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playtesting, and I hope it's going to be a good scenario. And well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.